I think Tesla is increasingly beholden to China. I have no reason to think that Elon won't jump like a circus monkey when Xi Jinping calls in the hour of need.
Elon Musk has, I think, demonstrated his willingness to change his political tunes based on the favors that he gets to be able to do business in China.
I think some of his recent comments about Taiwan suggest as much, where he says that Taiwan should become a special administrative region of China, annexed to China. Well, guess what? He got a nice attaboy on the back, a little pat on the back, when his Shanghai factory and regulator in China gave him a nice little tax break within days after him having made that comment about Taiwan.
Tesla's popular in a different way here because of the cult around Elon, but actually is effectively beholden to China in a different way. I was a little concerned watching Elon Musk's, Shanghai, what they call Master Plan 3 is literally what their name of it was for production of a bunch of the mega pack batteries that are designed to eventually power an electric grid in Shanghai.
Just like with nearly every MAGA coalition, one part of the new DOGE agency used to have a lot of negative things to say about Elon Musk and his lack of principles.
And now K-File revealing that Vivek Ramaswamy, the man who is teaming up with Elon Musk to slim down the federal government, well, he has a history of trashing Musk, calling him a circus monkey for China who kisses the ring of Xi Jinping. Of course, that's a very different tune than the Vivek Ramaswamy we heard today.
I have never worked with somebody who I feel more challenged by in being surrounded by. I mean, he is somebody who's able to think outside of the box, outside of the matrix in a way that I haven't actually seen before. I've learned a lot from working with him. It is not surprising to me, having worked with him, that he's created some of the greatest manufacturing companies that America has ever seen.
Now, I know a lot of MAGA supporters take this the same way they took every Republican's scathing criticisms of Donald Trump before he gained power and turned them into lemmings. It's a blanket assumption that people like Vance, Lindsey Graham, and Vivek Ramaswamy saw the error in their ways and were proven to be wrong. There's just a lot of disparaging and very specific criticism that he reeled off to prove to folks that Elon is a self-serving con artist.
Yeah, so we found that he has an extremely long history of attacking Elon Musk as a puppet, as subservient to the Chinese Communist Party. And look, with a lot of our stories, it's like we uncovered something that somebody said 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago. He made all of these comments within the past 2 years, many of them within the last year. And what did he say? Well, he accused Elon Musk of shaping his views, his political decisions, his business decisions, all to be subservient to China, to get tax breaks in China. He particularly singled out comments that Elon Musk had made about Taiwan, in which he suggested that Taiwan could become part of China. And Vivek basically suggested that Elon had made those comments to get tax breaks in China. He said that Elon's businesses like Tesla relying so much on China was a threat, sort of compromised American values. He even suggested in a tweet that I want people to look at here, he even suggested that his stewardship of Twitter could be insecure in this tweet here, where he says, now the crusader for free speech, he tags him at Elon Musk, kisses the ring of the world's biggest censor, Xi Jinping, and he also
in quotes with free speech.
In quotes for free speech, obviously referencing his ownership of Twitter. And then in another tweet, he said, we don't need U.S. leaders who are in quote China's pocket. That's what he said about Elon.
So when did Elon stop being a puppet to the Chinese Communist Party? And at what point did Tesla stop relying on China so much that it stopped threatening American values the way that Ramaswamy very clearly stated? And when did Elon finally escape being in China's pocket?
We asked sort of, how do you square what you said then with, and it's even what you say now a year ago, or a year later, and this is what he told us in a comment. He said, as much as I'd love to have one of the first acts of DOGE be deleting some of my past tweets alongside the agencies we plan to delete, I said it long before Elon and I had ever met. I know him well. We've been in the trenches together these past couple of months. I love him and respect the hell out of him, and I'm proud to call him a friend. So now he says that he loves Elon Musk.
Really, anyone that trusted Vivek Ramaswamy at any point in his new political life should expect more of an explanation to his switch up than a throwaway answer like, I've been in the trenches with Elon. I love and respect the hell out of him. Why is that a satisfactory answer to a litany of fact-based arguments about his business decisions and his lack of principles, where he'd sell out the country for an extra buck? Why don't MAGA supporters want to make sure that their leaders actually live up to the America First declarations that they made to gain their support, especially when they celebrate these two putting their brains together on how to use our money that they're very open about simply taking to benefit themselves?
So it looks like Elon is going to be on the cabinet and will be in the charge on the government efficiency department,
Yep.
if that's what you call it.
Yep.
How do you see, have you spoken with him about the plan, how he's going to do it?
Well, I've spoken, you mean with the president or with Elon?
With Elon.
With Elon. So I've spoken with Elon a little bit about it. And, you know, I think that the way that this is envisioned is you set up you set up an organization with very smart people from the private sector and a few smart people from government, and you go in and you say, how are we going to fix all the broken inefficiencies? And the thing that's complicated about this, man, is it's going to look much different in, say, the Department of Defense versus Social Security, right?
These guys must be laughing at how easy it is to literally tell their supporters that they're planning to take their money from programs that help them and pocket it. JD laughed at the thought of it. You know, these kinds of anti-populist statements would normally be had in secrecy so that citizens won't hear them chuckle about honing in on our wallets. But they had these conversations out in the open because they knew that supporters would celebrate being robbed and mistreated.
This Cutter, I mean, I look at what you do. You walk in and you just say, you want to quit? They go on strike. I won't mention the name of the company, but they go on strike and you say, that's okay, you're all gone. You're all gone. So every one of you is gone and you are the greatest. You would be very good. Oh, you would love it.
So while they're ignoring what they're being told and believing the promises of saving money with no explanation of what DOGE plans to do with our money, best buddies Elon and Vivek are already picking winners and losers in business that oddly puts Musk's financial interests ahead of others. Last week, the Department of Energy announced a $6.6 billion conditional loan commitment to Rivian, the electric vehicle startup that's a nascent competitor to Tesla, Musk's $1 trillion car company. Since the election, Biden officials have continued to hand out billions of dollars in government-backed loans and other federal funds, much of it to finance clean energy and domestic chip manufacturing projects. Ramaswamy says that loan and others like it are high on the list of items that he'll look to claw back once his cost-cutting commission, known as the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, gets going next year. It's unclear whether Ramaswamy will make good on his promise to claw back that money, or what legal grounds he would use to justify it. Despite its broad mandate of cutting government waste, DOGE has no statutory authority and is essentially a presidential advisory commission that can make recommendations. Only Congress can claw back money it's previously approved. So as the Trump team plans its strategy to convince enough members of Congress to take more from regular Americans to make all these multi-millionaire and billionaires' pockets fatter, the sales job to the potential victims of their scheme is happening right in front of our faces, by simply smiling as they go to meet with our representatives, who we have nearly no access to.
What is DOGE?